Hare Krishna, Namaste, Chapter 18, which is entitled as Sannyasa Yoga. Sloka 64. Sarva-guhyatamaṁ bhūyaḥ śṛṇu me paramaṁ vacaḥ iṣṭo me dṛḍhamiti tato vakṣyāmi te hitam. The last statement in the previous sloka was yatechasi tata kuru. Arjuna, do what you wish to do. Hearing this statement from Krishna, Arjuna became dejected, discouraged. He pondered why Krishna is so indifferent towards him. What mistake did he do? Why does Krishna not say in plain and direct terms, "This is the best course of action for you, Arjuna. Just do it." Rather, Krishna gave Arjuna choice to make decisions. Do what you like to do. Understanding what's going on in Arjuna's mind, Krishna now tells Arjuna his settled view, his conclusion, which is good for Arjuna. That is covered in this sloka and the next sloka. Now let's see the meaning of this sloka. Sarva-guhyatamaṁ, of all that has been said, the most confidential. That is guhyatamaṁ. Among the confidential subject matters, guhyatamaṁ is the most confidential subject. Guhyam is the happiness that derived through the body in the higher planetary system. Guhyataram, the happiness derived through Atma. Guhyatamam is the happiness derived through Paramatma. That Guhyatamam is only possible through Bhakti Yoga, and that is what is mentioned here in the sloka as sarva-guhyatamaṁ, the most confidential subject matter, which is Bhakti Yoga. This most confidential Bhakti Yoga is way greater than the secrets of Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga. Paramaṁ vacaḥ, the supreme instruction. Krishna says there is no greater teaching to be given than this. This refers to Guhyatamam. Guhyatamam refers to Bhakti Yoga. Therefore, Bhakti Yoga is the most exalted subject matter. The words instructing about Bhakti Yoga are also exalted. Bhūyaḥ, again, me, from me, śṛṇu, hear. After explaining about Bhakti in the 9th chapter, in the 10th chapter, first sloka, Krishna said, "Bhūya eva mahabāho śṛṇu me paramaṁ vacaḥ yatteham priyamanāya vakṣyāmi hitam." Listen again, O mighty armed Arjuna, because you are my dear friend. For your benefit, I shall further elaborate my glories to you. Over there, Arjuna never asked Krishna to speak or elaborate more on the topic. Without even being asked, Krishna gave more information to Arjuna. That was out of his love towards Arjuna. That was mentioned in the term priyamanāya. In the beginning of 9th chapter, first sloka, Krishna mentioned, "Idam tu te guhyatamam vakṣyāmi anusūyave." I am telling you this guhyatamam, the secret subject matter, because you are not envious of me. So one thing is, you are not envious. The second thing is, you are very dear to me. The point to be noted is, Krishna is willing to repeat what he just told Arjuna all this while again if Arjuna wanted. Even after 18th chapter, if Arjuna had a question, Krishna would have continued. This simply shows Krishna's compassion towards Arjuna and us. He does not get irritated. This shows a quality of a guru. A guru is very patient with his disciples and willing to teach the disciple if needed several times. Bhūyaḥ śṛṇu dṛḍham, exceedingly may to me iṣṭo asi, you being dear, iti tatah, on account of te, to you, hitam, what is most beneficial, vakṣyāmi, I shall tell. Let me tell you that really benefits you, Arjuna. Arjuna was thinking, so whatever you said so far will not benefit me, Krishna? Well, it will, but you are not able to decide on what is best for you. Therefore, I am going to tell that which will fit you. Translation: because you are my dear friend, I am speaking to you my supreme instruction, the most confidential knowledge of all. Hear this from me, for it is for your benefit. If we need to tell the essence of Bhagavad Gita, it is nothing but Bhakti Yoga. At the end of 9th chapter, Krishna established that Manmana bhavamat bhaktah madhyajimaṁ namaskuru mame vaishyasi yuktaivam atmanamat parayanaha. Engage your mind always in thinking of me. Become my devotee. Offer obeisances to me and worship me. Being completely absorbed in me, surely you will come to me. If someone likes certain things, we will notice that they keep repeating the same thing. We can see the same in Krishna as well. Over there in the 9th chapter, whatever Krishna said in 9th chapter, 34th sloka, is going to repeat the same in the 65th sloka. That is the next sloka, which is all about Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga is the only mean to attain the Lord, to attain Mukti. Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga are the Anga of Bhakti Yoga. Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga cannot give Mukti directly. It simply leads one to Bhakti Yoga, and it is only through Bhakti Yoga one can attain the Supreme Lord. Now one may ask a question, if Bhakti Yoga is what going to give us Mukti, then why don't we directly get engaged in Bhakti Yoga? Why waste time in engaging in Karma Yoga or in Jnana Yoga? Bhakti Yoga means undisturbed, uninterrupted, extended period of dhyana, meditation upon the Lord. Unless one can do such a dhyana, the bhakti will not be fructified. For one to do such an uninterrupted meditation upon the Supreme Lord, one must be dominated by sattva guna, mode of goodness. For one to be dominated by sattva guna, their anadikala papa will continue to be an obstacle. It becomes an hindrance for one's spiritual progress. That is, our contaminated heart will become an obstacle for the growth of sattva guna. For one to clear this anadikala papa, which are being an obstacle for one to increase their sattva guna, one needs to perform karma yoga anushtana, the practice of karma yoga, with trivida tyaga. When one continues to perform karma yoga in this manner, one's consciousness gets purified. Chitta Shuddhi happens. When that Chitta Shuddhi happens, dhyana, the meditation, becomes stable. That is called dhyana nishta. It is only through this dhyana nishta one will be able to have atma sakshatkar, a vision of one's atma. Unless one gets atma darshana, That is, unless one completely understands the nature of Atma, the Swarupa and Swabhava, one will not be able to get to Bhakti Yoga. This is why in many of the spiritual lectures that we hear or literatures that we study, the focus is on Atma. They teach us that we are Atma, we are not this body. And when one does Karma Yoga or Jnana Yoga, as instructed by Krishna, one will be able to become self-realized soul. The self-realization means having a complete understanding that he is subservient of the Lord, which is termed as Bhagavat Seshabhuta, and he is fully dependent on the Lord, Bhagavat Paratantriya. It is only when these two realization comes, only when these two things are clearly understood, one will take up Bhakti Yoga. Otherwise, not. I am eternal servant of the Lord. I am completely dependent on the Lord. Sheshatvam and Paratantriyam. If I don't realize that I am servant of the Lord, or if I don't realize that I am dependent on the Lord, then why am I going to perform Bhakti? Bhakti is devotion towards the Supreme Lord. If I think I am great, I don't have anyone above me, or if I think I am independent, then certainly I will not take up Bhakti Yoga. Therefore, these two are key realization for one to step into Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga is Moksha Upaya, the means to attain Moksha. Karma Yoga is Anga, a limb of Bhakti Yoga. Arjuna is a Kshatriya, therefore his Varnashrama Dharma as part of Karma Yoga is to fight and attain Moksha. This is the point that Krishna is insisting on Arjuna. You fight because that is your Varnashrama Dharma, which is part of Karma Yoga, and Karma Yoga is Anga of Bhakti Yoga. Therefore, by performing your duty as I instructed you, you will eventually attain Moksha. Now one may ask a question, what about Duryodhana? As he was engaged in the fight as per his Varnashrama Dharma, which means he did Karma Yoga, which will lead him to Bhakti Yoga, and then he will also attain Moksha? The answer is no. Let's understand the detail here. What Duryodhana did is not Karma Yoga, it is Karma, activity, action. That's all. If it must be Karma Yoga, then one has to renounce the three things, Trivida Tyaga. Number one, I am not the doer. Number two, I am not the proprietor of this action. Number three, I am not entitled to the result of my action. If these three principles are not followed, then it is not Karma Yoga, it is just Karma, action, which will give us reaction. But the same action, when it is done with these three principles, then it is said to be Karma Yoga. But those actions must be based on Varnashrama Dharma as prescribed in the Shastra. Otherwise, even a criminal can say that I am not the doer, I am not the owner of this action, I do not want any punishment, any result through my action. That does not become Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga is completely based on the Varnashrama system, and when that is followed with Trivida Tyaga, then that will lead to Atma Sakshatkara and then takes us to Bhakti Yoga. In case of Duryodhana, we don't see any of these things. He was performing fight with idea that he is the doer. He wants a kingdom, and this action belongs to him. Though as a Kshatriya, he was doing is duty, but without applying the three principles. Therefore, he is simply going to get a reaction for his actions. Why? Because it is not karma yoga, it is karma alone. Therefore, Krishna is instructing Arjuna that if you do your duty, which is hitam, fighting, as part of your karma yoga, it will help you to get the vision of your Atma. At that point, when you realize that Atma is not independent, it is completely dependent on me, and you are subservient to me. At that point, you will develop devotion, bhakti towards me, and start engaging in bhakti yoga. As that bhakti develops further, your prarabdha karma will decrease. Bhakti increases, prarabdha karma decreases. When all your prarabdha karma are finished, at that time, I will also destroy all your sanchita karma. That means you don't have any more karmas. You don't have prarabdha karma, you don't have sanchita karma, then you don't have any business in this world. That means I will take you back to my abode. Just a side note, for one to complete their prarabdha karma, it may take more than this lifetime. To be clear, what we are going through now is prarabdha karma. There are a lot more in our savings account. They are called as sanchita karmas. Prarabdha karma is not one lifetime. It may take several lives to complete that prarabdha karma before another set of karmas are taken from sanchita karma for us to continue our rebirth in this world. What Krishna says is that by performing bhakti yoga, all you have to complete is your prarabdha karma. It may take beyond this lifetime, but once that prarabdha karma is completed, Krishna waves off the sanchita karma. So the Atma Jnana inspires one to take up karma yoga. Karma yoga leads one to dhyana nishtha. That dhyana nishtha then takes one to parabhakti, then to parajnana and paramabhakti. In the 62nd sloka, Krishna told Arjuna to surrender unto him. Then why Krishna is again going back to bhakti yoga? What has changed between then and now? Let's learn in our next session. Thank you. Namaste. Hare Krishna.